well-known fact that I always leave reading book club picks to the last minute. And like, look at this cover. It's so gorgeous. It looks so beautiful. Like it could be something amazing and wonderful and awesome and cool. But it was not. Just love a book that is so unserious and bonkers and wild and crazy. Greetings and salutations, my dearest friends. My name is Samantha, and today I'm going to be doing another casual reading vlog. I have a couple of books that I need to read for my book clubs, so I thought, why not film it and chat with you guys? Hi, hello, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. I have been loving filming reading vlogs. Honestly, my favorite thing is just to like sit here and chat, okay? I can yap all day, and it's basically what I do in these reading vlogs. I think it's absolutely no secret that I leave reading my book club picks to the last minute. Times when I'm reading my book club picks 20, 30 minutes before the live show, listening to it on 3x speed, desperately trying to finish. I don't know what it is. I don't know why I do this to myself. These are my book clubs. Like, nobody's making me read these books but me. But whenever I put something like on a TBR and I have to read it in like a certain amount of time, my brain immediately is like, nope, don't want to read that. Say it's because I like to keep things fresh and like to remember the plot points for the live shows. No, it's because I like to procrastinate, and most of the time I forget the characters' names anyways. So in this video, we are holding myself accountable, and I'm going to be reading my book club picks. If you didn't know, I have 2 book clubs, shameless plug. I've been doing them for a couple years now, and I absolutely love them. My favorite thing about creating videos is the community and just talking to you guys, so I absolutely love my book clubs. First one I have is called the Historical Hellions. I've had that one for about 3 years with my good friend Jessica from Peace Love Books, and then recently Christy from Christy Reads a Lot also became a host with us. So we chat every single month talking about historical romances. We read historical romances published before the year 2000, and we really try to focus on reading like classic bodice rippers. We love those type of historicals. As you can see, like from behind me, all of these books are historical romances. So yeah, I love a book club. We've been doing it every single month for 3 years now. If you ever want to join us, feel free. We do have an Instagram called Historical Hellions where we announce what we're reading that month, when the live show is going to be. We're also trying to post a little bit more on that Instagram, so follow us there if you want to stay updated. The book we're going to be reading for this video is our March pick, and that is Tempt Me with Kisses by Phoebe Kahn. So this one, I don't know too much about. Like, the cover makes it seem like a pirate romance. I was reading the synopsis, and this sounds like a Western. It takes place in America when California has just become a part of the United States. Ends up going there because her uncle is some kind of like commissioner of like the land. Like, a lot of his job is kind of like divvying up the land in California, and that is where our hero comes in. He owns some lands and property in California. He's a little nervous that they're going to be taking that away from him, even though it's like technically not even his land to begin with. But, you know, and it's a little bit forbidden. The vibes that I'm getting for that one, I'm a little nervous because last month's pick was actually not that good, so I'm hoping this one is better. All of my co-hosts I will leave down below. So I host Historical Hellions with Jessica and Christy. They read so much. I absolutely love their videos. They have the best historical romance recommendations, but they also read like other stuff as well, so I'll leave their channels down below. And for my other book club, it's called Teacups and Murder, and that is a cozy mystery book club that I host with my friend Spencer from Intentionally Bookish. This one is a little different because it is a seasonal book club, so we only meet about 4 times a year, and we pick books based on the season: fall, winter, spring, summer. So this is our spring pick, and it's kind of fun because we have our live show on St. Patty's Day, so I don't know, the theme is fun. We've actually had some really good picks. I've liked all of the cozy mysteries that we've picked so far. If you're a cozy mystery reader, you will know that like themes and tropes are a really big part of the genre, so we always have a theme. This season, our theme was fairies, so we're reading A Sprinkle of Murder by Daryl Wood Gerber. I know that it has like a magic system to it because fairies, obviously, so I'm excited to see how that pans out. To my knowledge, our heroine is a small business owner. She owns a shop that sells like fairy garden homes. This also takes place in California, which is interesting. I did not do that on purpose, even though I do live in California. Obviously, this is a cozy mystery, so one day our heroine is opening up her shop and she realizes, someone is dead in her shop. One of these small business owners in the town, he owns like a dog grooming shop, is found dead. Seen arguing with a couple people in town, so there's a few suspects, our heroine being one of them because it happened in her shop, so she needs to clear her name and find out who committed the murder. a little amateur sleuthing going on. I'm really interested to see how the magic system gets thrown in. I've never read anything by this author, so I'm excited. The same thing with my Cozy Mystery Book Club. I do have an Instagram, Teacups of Murder. I'll leave it down below. We always make our announcements there on what book we're reading and what kind of theme we're going for. Again, this is seasonal, so we try to make this one as accessible as possible, give you guys plenty of time to read the book, also make it accessible on different formats. I know that's a long intro and a lot of shameless plugs. Talking about the book clubs that I have and what books we're going to be reading in this vlog. I don't really have much planned this weekend other than working. I do work this weekend. I also have to go to like a birthday party this week too, but I probably won't film that because it's a family birthday party. And yeah, we're just gonna hang around and read some books this weekend. So I'll chat with you guys when I have some book updates. Starting this reading vlog feeling like a little weird. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I have a lot of anxiety that's like sitting right here on my chest. Like, I can feel it, like physically feel it. It feels really heavy and just like a lot of anxiety. I don't know what it is. Well, I kind of know what it is. I feel like the past couple months have been busy where literally every single weekend we've had something planned. Like, all the plans have been getting out of the house and socializing, which is nice in a sense, but I'm also like an extreme introvert, so my social battery has been dead for like weeks now, and it just feels never ending to like look at the schedule and not like see a day that I can just like relax, where I don't have to work or socialize or go out. So I think that's giving me a lot of anxiety, where I feel like I'm rushing through things, like I can't settle down. I think that's why my dog is like on top of me this whole video, because he can sense my anxiety, and I just feel like I can't like settle and breathe, and I'm just like rushing through everything I have to do, and I don't know. So hopefully this video will kind of allow me to intentionally set time to read and also rest, which will be nice. But yeah, just weird anxious feeling like in my chest that I'm hoping a bubble bath will fix right now. Some rest, a bubble bath, a good book. That's what I need right now to just breathe. Makeup looks super orange today, but it's whatever. It's fine. Everything's fine. I was just picking up my room and like opening packages. And I opened this package, had no idea what it was. Wasn't really thinking, just kind of opening it because I had my name on it. I wish I would have filmed it. This is my best friend. Oh my god. My heart is pitter-pattering. My best friend, Desiree from Desiree Alicia, sent me a lens. Like a really nice lens for my camera that I'm currently holding right now. I'm gonna have to play around with this. I'm not gonna use it in this video because I need to ask her how to use it and watch some videos on it and play around with it. But what? The camera that I'm literally holding right now, she gifted me. I really don't know what I did to deserve such an amazing best friend. I said I've been having a lot of anxiety recently, but it's so like, it's so, I'm gonna fucking cry. It's so nice to know like that people just get me and are like in my corner, and Desiree is like one of those people for me. She's literally my best friend ever. I'm gonna cry. Quality of my videos is gonna be better now. It's gonna be better now. Okay. All right, I'm gonna finish picking up my room, and I'm literally gonna start crying right now. I'm gonna finish picking up my room and take a bath. But a lens? Random. She didn't even tell me she was sending this. I opened this and I was like, Desiree. No, nothing. I just knew it was from her. So, thanks, bestie. Hey girl, hey. I finished work, had some dinner, had a bubble bath, you know, relaxing. Okay, it is Friday, but it's not my Friday because I do work tomorrow. I was kind of chatting with my siblings, so I didn't get to read too much. Oh, side note guys, oh, I'm so excited. Me and my sisters, I have two sisters, a younger sister and an older sister, and we are gonna go see Legally Blonde the musical. I am so freaking excited. When I realized that they were coming to our town, I was like, yeah, I need to buy this ticket. I literally just bought the tickets for us. I vividly remember being 10 years old, sitting on my couch with my older sister, my younger sister was not born yet, watching Legally Blonde the musical being live streamed on MTV, on the couch, singing, oh my god, you guys. Like, I was there, okay? I was there for every line. Legally Blonde, the actual movie, like, you take it or leave it. Like, it's not my favorite thing ever. And I just feel like the musical is iconic. It's so iconic. And that soundtrack has stayed in my head rent-free since 2007 when it was streamed on MTV. And I've never seen it I remember, oh my God, I remember they even had, like, was it a reality show? Also on MTV when the original, like, Legally Blonde was leaving Broadway and they were looking, like, for another Elle Woods, and they did, like, auditions, but it was on MTV, like, they filmed it. They filmed the auditions. Oh my God, and that was, like, around the time that they were doing the same thing for Glee. Do you guys remember that? Do you guys remember that? A singing competition for someone to, like, have a role in Glee. And they had, like, one main winner, and then, like, the 2 or 3 runner-ups had, like, smaller episodes, smaller roles. Do you guys remember that? What a time that was. Wow, I'm having so many flashbacks. I swear I will update you guys on the books in a second, but wow, that was a lot of flashbacks right there. What did he say? I wanna be Jesse's girl. Do you guys remember that? Anyways, so yeah, me and my sister used to absolutely belt the Legally Blonde musical soundtrack, and we had no business doing that because we can't sing. Neither of us can sing truly. I never saw it in person because by the time I was a little bit older, it was no longer on Broadway. Sad. I only watched bootleg versions, slime tutorials on YouTube. Okay, anyways, I just bought the tickets, and me and my younger sisters are gonna go see it, and I was so excited. I just vividly remember that. Also, what I'm also remembering is that probably should have been the moment that I realized I was bi. Because the way I equally wanted Emmett, Christian Borle, oh my God, I was so obsessed with him, and the actress that played Elle Woods, the way I wanted them both, that should have been a clue. I'll unpack that in therapy because, yeah. Okay, the point is, we are ready to read. I was listening to some of the audiobook of our first book today. I decided to start with our Teacups and Murder Cozy Mystery book pick because that was the one that had an audiobook. The book is called A Sprinkling of Murder by Daryl Wood Gerber. And I listened to that on Libby. Support your local libraries. For Cozy Mystery Book Club, we always try to make it pretty accessible for you guys. We want to make sure that, like, the physical copy, the ebook, and the audiobook is readily available, whether that's, like, through Kindle Unlimited or through your library or wherever. We try to make it a little bit more accessible. Kind of harder to do that with our historical romance book picks because all of those are published before the year 2000, so some of them do not have audiobooks. They're just old and they don't have audiobooks. I actually got really far into the audiobook. I am 60% in right now. I bumped up the speed to 2.75. Sometimes when I'm listening to an audiobook, I have to, like, test the waters, okay? I have to test the waters and see how the narrator is, if they have an accent, how they pronounce certain things. So I usually start at, like, 1.25 and then just, like, slowly build my way up to 2.5. I rarely ever listen to it on 3 times speed unless I am trying to, like, get through a book. They're 60% in and I have no fucking idea who the killer is. I have no idea. The cast of characters is actually insane. There are so many side characters, so many suspects, so many side storylines that we're being introduced to. I quite literally have no idea what's going on. And I'm 60% in. I like to think of myself as a certified amateur sleuth. I like to think of myself as a little detective, if you will. I have my little glasses on and I write my little notes. And I, 9 times out of 10, not trying to, you know, to my own horn, but I 9 times out of 10 will guess who the killer is. I don't know. I be thinking and I see the red herrings and I usually guess it. Okay. It's quite possibly the only flex of mine that I have. No idea. Literally no idea. The cast of characters is just so extensive. I'm struggling to piece everything together. I'm struggling to remember everybody's names, which for a first book in a cozy mystery series is weird because I feel like that's the book that, like, sets the ground for, like, the town and the setting and the rest of the series. So the fact that we are being introduced to so many characters from the gate, I don't know. I'm a little overwhelmed. Also, our heroine is interesting. She's a very interesting character in the sense that I feel like she was written by a man. This is a man, right? Who is writing this book. I don't say that to be mean, but when female characters are being written by men, you can just tell. You get the vibe. Oftentimes than not, they're not a girl's girl. Okay, that's the first sign. Oh, no, she is a female. I am so sorry. Okay, yeah. I'm never fucking posting this video. This is not okay. I don't know where to go from here because our heroine is just, she's not a girl's girl. Number one, the way she views other female characters is a little insufferable. It's very much not like other girls. It's a store that sells fairy houses and gardening things. She also teaches classes on how to build fairy houses. Very cute, love that, which is fine. But then the heroine also is an amateur photographer. She went to school and took chemistry classes. I'm not really sure where that fit in. She's a black belt, taekwondo, karate, something. Okay, she knows how to fight. She can see fairies, a little bit of magic going on there. She's a content creator. She makes YouTube videos. Father was an ex-police officer, and she just spouts city ordinances and laws like left and right. Okay, she knows the law. She's a lawyer. Any side hobby and talent that you can think of, I'm sure this girl has. It was all over the place. I was like, Miss Ma'am, do you sleep? She's a very interesting character, very judgmental character. Dare I say unlikable? I don't know. I'm not disliking the book because, you know, sometimes I do like an unlikable heroine. I do like an unreliable narrator. It makes it feel a little campy, and I do like it, actually. Because in my head, I'm roasting her as I'm trying to figure out the murder. So I'm not saying this as an insult that I don't like our amateur sleuth, our main character. I'm just letting you guys know this is my process and this is my journey with this book so far. Have no idea what's going on. Couldn't tell you. Could not remember any of these characters' names. Have no idea who the killer is. Zero. Zilch. No theories. Well, I have one theory. I think it's a woman. There's like 7 women that it could be, so that's not a theory. I'm listening to the audiobook. Those are my updates. Those are my thoughts, as jumbled as they are. I'm going to listen to the audiobook and play my Nintendo. I haven't played my Nintendo in a while because I lost my charger. I couldn't find it and I was too stubborn to buy a new one. I found it and now we're gonna play. I think I'm gonna play Wildflowers. I want to play a farming game, which I feel like is perfect because of the whole fairy theme. So I'll probably play either Stardew Valley or Wildflowers because those are 2 games that I just love so much and I play literally all the time that I don't necessarily have to like clock in, pay attention, and I can still listen to my audiobook. Did you guys see my little cases? This is a strawberry Nintendo case. My mom got this on Amazon for me. I think it was like for a birthday. And this is also a strawberry AirPod case, but it broke on the top. Also from Amazon. Black in my bed at 3. Are you telling me not to sing? Okay. My coffee black in my bed at 3. You're too sweet for me. Are you telling me not to sing? That's very rude. That's very rude of you, Coco. Okay? Very rude. Unless you're reading this with me, then we just finished our first book. So I'm feeling productive. It's Friday. My live show is not till Sunday, and I finished my book club pick. I think I'm gonna update you guys tomorrow on my final thoughts for the book because right now it's 10 o'clock. But my brain is not fully functioning because I'm still trying to like piece together everything that happened in that last chapter. Did I guess who the murderer was? Not really. Well, kind of. I had my suspicions of this one person, but I would have never guessed their motive. And then there was this completely other storyline that was thrown in the last second that I'm still trying to, like, understand. So, when I have a fully functioning brain, I will update you guys on my final thoughts tomorrow. Wasn't my favorite cozy mystery, but it's not the worst cozy mystery I've ever read. Somewhere in the middle. And at this time, you're probably thinking, Sam, it's only 10 o'clock. You stay up till 3 a.m., Normally, I do stay up that late. I know, I need to stop. You're gonna read your historical romance pick, right? I started a book on Kindle Unlimited. Let me put this down. My arm is getting tired. I started a book on Kindle Unlimited. I don't know what to say. I got distracted is what happened. I started Mate Hub Legend by Marie Renard. Premise of this book, how do I explain this? Our hero is a professional sex worker. Oh, Sam, why can't you ever stick to a TBR? I got distracted. Okay, this book was recommended to me on Kindle Unlimited, and I said yes. I said download right now, read right now. Anyways, our hero is a professional sex worker, also a werewolf shifter, so this is a paranormal male-male romance. And what he's known for, what the people want to see, is him nodding people. If you know, like Omegaverse, werewolves, shifters, they have knots. If you don't know what that is, I don't simply know what to tell you. Read fanfiction in AO3 and you'll be caught up real quick. The thing is he never gets emotional feelings for his coworkers. He never gets emotional feelings for anyone. And he gets paired with a human and they're supposed to do some scenes together. He may or may not be developing some feelings. So is this book completely unserious? Yeah. I'm sure you could tell that by the cover. Sometimes that's what I need and what I enjoy. The more bonkers a book is, the more I tend to enjoy it. And I don't know what that says about me. And this is what I shall be reading when I should be reading the historical romance pick. I will read that. Yes, I will. It is Friday. The live show's until Sunday. So we have time. We have time. Morning, I have the 2 live shows today. I didn't get a ton of reading yesterday because I had to go to a birthday party. My coworker was having a birthday party for her son, so I was going over there, brought my nephew, brought my sister. A lot of fun, but we stayed longer than I had intended, so I tried to read as much as possible last night, but I fell asleep. Kind of started this vlog early with the intention of not reading the book last minute, but that's kind of what we're going to be doing right now. I don't have a lot left. I have like 100 pages left of Tempt Me With Kisses by Phoebe Kahn, which is a historical Hellion pick. I'm not enjoying it, like, at all. I so rarely DNF books because I always just want to know how it ends, to be honest. I'm ever curious to see if the author can maybe change my mind. I don't think this author will, but typically I don't DNF. However, if this was not a historical Hellion pick, I probably would DNF. It's not really romantic. The hero is kind of an asshole. He kind of is, and I'm not loving it. I pick up a pirate romance. I just want more. That's all. Finish that, eat some lunch, do my makeup, and then get ready for the live shows today. I have one at 4 with Spencer for our Cozy Mystery one, and then one at 5 with Jessica and Christy for our Historical Hellions. So it's going to be back to back. Kind of nice because I just film them back to back and then I'm done and I feel super productive. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to read for a little bit and then do a makeup. And I might change because it's St. Patrick's Day today and I feel like I should wear green. But I don't really own a lot of green things, so we'll see what I can piece together. Done just in time. The live show starts in about 20 minutes. It ends up wearing green. This shirt is from my grandmother's closet. Lip combo, if you're curious, is the NYX lip liner in Espresso, and then the e.l.f. Pout Clout lip plumping pen in the shade, oh, this is tiny writing. Oh, I can't read that. I got it. It's in the shade Bust a Mauve in their Pout Clout lip plumping pen line. That is a mouthful. On my eyeballs, my eyeshadow, I'm wearing the CoverGirl Trio in Shimmering Sands. This has been in the drugstore for like, oh my god, 10 years. I've had this eyeshadow palette probably since high school. I also have some green eyeshadow on. Oh, the closer I get, the more you can see it. It is this e.l.f. No Budge Matte Shadow Stick in the shade Lava Lamp. gorgeous. That's the makeup nobody asked for, but that's the makeup that I'm wearing. Last update for the book is that it is a 2-star. I didn't really love this historic romance. I felt like it wasn't giving what it needed to give. I just didn't find it incredibly romantic. The hero was a jerk for like a good portion of the book. Okay with it off the hero, but I also want a heroine that has agency, and I feel like our heroine didn't really. She kind of just like was bulldozed by our hero for like 75%. The last 100 pages, I will not lie, I skimmed. I skipped a few pages. I probably should have just DNF'd it. It was a book club pick, and I just skimmed that last 100 pages and kind of gave up towards the end. So yeah, 2 stars, not my favorite. Didn't keep me engaged. It is what it is. This right here, this cover, so misleading. They're on a boat. It looks like a sweepingly romantic pirate romance, and it's just not. Most of the time they're on land and they're arguing about land. That's really what it focuses on, is like California and the land and the politics, and it's just like, where's the romance? Where is the swashbuckling pirate moments? It just never, it didn't give what it needed to give. Would I recommend that one? No. Always disappointing when a book club pick does not go well, because like, you guys read it with us and I do feel bad. We are reading the book with you guys. This is not like a Reese Witherspoon or Oprah Winfrey type book club where they read the book and the book club contains only books like they would recommend and they have read already. Like, that would be an entirely different setup. This book club, we read the books with you guys. There's new authors to us, new stories to us. Typically when we're picking books, we're trying to pick like classic historical romance authors. We might pick a book based on the clinch cover, kind of glance at the tropes as well, or look at the Goodreads ratings. So that is how, unfortunately, sometimes a book can be a dud. In the 3 years that we've done this book club, we've had tons of 5 stars and really good picks, but the last couple months, I don't know what's going on, and I apologize. I'm very sorry. It's always a very interesting live show when we don't like the book, so give and take, pros and cons. I don't really know why I'm going into this explanation as to how we pick our book club picks, but just know when we rate something 2 stars, we're sorry. Like, look at this cover. It's so gorgeous. It looks so beautiful. Like, it could be something amazing and wonderful and awesome and cool, but it was not, unfortunately.
I'm gonna flirt with you. I really like you. We're gonna get together. And they did. So
but like, why did she like him? He was like an asshole in the beginning.
That's how I think she had like immature thoughts of like, you know, well, she was just like fantasizing about any guy she saw, really, and like having these big dreams. So like, I think that's why she like lusted after him in the beginning. But then like, him as a person, yeah, like there was nothing great. And I feel like he got worse once they went back to his hometown. Like, he totally changed. Like, he got wild.
Let's run down our character list because there were a lot.
That's why I can understand the lower ratings, because there were so many characters. It was a very confusing at times. So I can totally get why it would be tough to like stick through this one, because you had to pay attention. I've got a pickle. Hey. It's the same day. I just changed my shirt and my lipstick, but it's the same day. Just finished eating dinner, finished my live show, feeling really productive, and I got a package in the mail. Just ordered a bunch of makeup off of this website called Shop Miss A. I've talked about it before. Basically what it is, it's a website that sells makeup for literally $1. Like, everything on the website is ranging from like $1 to $3, and some of the makeup is really, really good. A lot of the brushes that I have are from Shop Miss A. I also really like their lip products. I use their lip oils all the time, so it's hit or miss, but you can find some like hidden gems there, and it's super inexpensive. So I stocked up on some favorites, and I also got some new products to try. I don't know where my scissors are. Oh, I have my box cutter right here. I was about to say, I'm using eyebrow scissors to open this package. Let's go ahead and do a little haul. Actually, one of 2 orders. So the whole reason I placed this order was because the setting spray that I used, so like the very last step to my makeup, like the finishing spray that I use to like make my makeup last all day, is from Shop Miss A, and it's $1. I used to buy these in a package of 2. They had a primer spray and then like a finishing spray, and then all of a sudden they stopped selling the duo, stopped selling the primer spray, and we're only selling these, and they were sold out for the longest time. So immediately my spidey senses were tingling, and I was like, they're gonna discontinue this product. Do you guys ever have it where you love something so much, whether it's like a food or makeup product, and they discontinue it? That happens to me all the time, and I just know it's happening whenever something goes on sale. So I stocked up and I bought 3 setting sprays to last me, since I just have a feeling these are going to get discontinued. And then the reason I felt like they were going to get discontinued is because then they came out with this duo. This is a primer spray and a setting spray duo, very similar to how this one used to look, just like in a fancier bottle. I don't know if it's the same. Is this the same thing in just a new packaging? Water. No, the ingredient list is not the same. Then I got 3 of these and 3 of these. I know that's a little excessive, but I don't play around when it comes to setting spray. I have to use it because I am an oily gal, okay? My face literally looks like an oil slick by the end of the night if I do not have a good setting spray. So we're going to try these out. Hopefully I like them because I bought 3 of them. If that does not prove I have an obsessive personality, I don't know what does. I say that like in a really serious way. I don't say that in a joking way. I have a very obsessive personality. Came out with a new foundation. This is their Flawless Longwear Liquid Foundation. I got the shade M2, which looks a little dark. I don't know. Like I mentioned, I am an oily gal, so I love a good setting spray, and I also love a good powder, and they recently came out with a new powder. This is all from the AOA Studio line. I should have mentioned that. Shop Miss A sells different brands that are affordable, but I really only like the Shop Miss A AOA Studio line. Anyways, so a couple months ago they came out with these cream foundations and I really like them. I have one in like my foundation shade and then like a deeper color that I use for cream bronzer. So when I saw that they were coming out with the powdered version, I needed to have it. So I got 3 shades. Can't do anything in half measures, so I got a shade to use as a bronzer. This is the shade D1. Got a shade to match my skin tone and use as a setting powder. This is in the shade M2. And I got the lightest shade L1 to use as like a brightening powder underneath the eyes. Also got one of their matte bronzers. This is in the shade Latte. Cute. Really into like a 90s brown lip because I got a ton of brown lip liners. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Why did I get so many brown lip liners? Was that interesting? I don't know. I don't know. Probably not. But I also have a little book haul, so let's do that. This package I opened, I actually opened on accident. I didn't realize someone was sending me a book, and I thought it was like one of my packages. And it was The Rest of the Story by Tao Bauer. This is a book that I read late last year, like in December, and it quickly became one of my favorite books of all time. It is a male-male hockey romance that is just so deeply emotional, has like a found family trope. It is absolutely beautiful. When I was reading this book, I was sobbing. So this book follows our hero, who is a professional hockey player. He ends up getting traded to a team that is not the best, okay? This team is constantly losing, and there's a lot of rumors about the captain and the management, and a lot of people who end up getting transferred to this team end up leaving the NHL, and their career is ruined. So when our hero is transferred to this team, he is not happy about it. He thinks it's a death sentence, and when he gets there, he realizes that they traded him for a very specific reason, and that is because they need help. The current captain of the team is very abusive, both emotionally and physically. I definitely would read the trigger warnings because this book is so heavy and like deeply emotional. When our hero gets there, he is trying to save this team from like years and years of abuse. Family romance, he ends up having a romance with one of the other players, and it is just so beautifully written. I highly recommend it if you're looking for a good hockey romance. This is it right here. And this one was like so special. I don't want to read the note because the note literally made me cry and it was so sweet. One of my sweet friends, Alexa from Alexa Loves Books, sent me this. She saw in one of my vlogs that I was having a really rough time. All of mine recently has been to just post like my raw authentic self, my raw authentic feelings. Sometimes I edit a lot of my life and my emotions out of my videos because I get a little embarrassed sometimes because I'm a very emotional person. But one vlog, I kind of left everything in, and I was just talking about how I was very overwhelmed at my job and feeling just sad and depressed. Sent this to me to cheer me up, and it was so incredibly thoughtful, and I'll cry right fucking now. So crazy to think. When I film these videos, sometimes when I upload them, I think I'm uploading them to a void, right? I film them almost like video diaries, and it's a creative process that I really enjoy. Sometimes it doesn't click that people are actually watching these videos. It's really easy for me to get in a depressive state and to like sink into those intrusive thoughts. So to have such a positive community and to have people in my life who are like, oh, I noticed you had a bad day, let me send you this just to make you smile. It's not even about the money or the gifts or anything like that. The fact that someone thought of me literally makes me want to cry. So thank you, Alexa. That was really kind and also really perfect because I was having a mental breakdown actually the other day. Oh my god, how funny. In this video, I was having a mental breakdown at work. Had my headset on and I was just crying. Okay, it was quite embarrassing. Having an existential crisis. It was Saturday and I was working. I was really tired. I didn't want to get up. Sitting down in the middle of a call, had my headset on, and I look over and my dog projectile vomited on my bed. Just vomits on my bed, and that was my 13th reason. Guys, that is literally why I was having the breakdown in that video. I know this all sounds very dramatic, but I had my headset in. Someone was screaming in my ear about something they were not happy with that I had absolutely no control over, and my dog was vomiting on my bed. I was like, oh, this is hell. This is what hell feels like. So I had a little mini breakdown, and then like 10 minutes later I was perfectly fine because I had drinking some coffee and it was really, really good, and I was fine. And then the next day, today, I started my period. that whole situation made sense as to why I was a weepy human being. I just love being a woman. Anyways, perfect timing. Thank you, Alexa. That really made me smile. Love you. And then another one of my sweet friends sent me a package, Mel from Mel Binds Fix. So we have a fanfiction book club together. Every other month we read fanfiction together, and she sent me these beautiful bindings that she has made with her own hands. The talent and the thoughtfulness and the time and the care, that's what really gets me and makes me want to cry, but I have already cried enough on this goddamn app. So yeah, fanfiction that she did for me is called Chasing the Sun. This is part 1 and part 2. This fanfiction is a thick girl. I did not know it was so large and in charge. I'm really excited about this one because it is a fanfiction between Snape and Hermione. At Chasing the Sun, you can find this fanfiction on AO3. It's her logo, her binding, the art, giving credit to the artist, ethical binding is just chef's kiss. And then this last one I purchased myself. This is Rat Park by Marina Vivancos. You guys know Marina Vivancos is one of my favorite authors ever, if not my favorite author ever. She really is. For a really long time, you could not buy physical copies of her books. She was only releasing ebooks, mainly on Kindle Limited. Now she's re-releasing some of her more popular titles in physical paperback, and it just feels so nice to have them because these are my favorite books of all time, and I was always so devastated that I could only read them on ebook. I just love Marina Vivancos so much. She's an author that predominantly writes queer romances. The representation she has in her books is just unmatched. They are so sweepingly romantic. They're also like deeply emotional and have good mental health rep in them. Rat Park is a male-male romance. It follows our main character Dominic, who comes from a very emotionally and physically abusive childhood. His mother was addicted to drugs, which exposed him at a very young age, and he also fell into addiction. So this does have some heavy trigger warnings. I do recommend just kind of like looking into that before picking up this book. In the start of the book, our hero is really struggling with his addiction, and he gets into a situation where he could face some jail time. There is a rehabilitation program that is offered to him, and he ends up taking it and really connecting with a family that just wants to help him and see him thrive. This does have huge found family rep, so a lot of this book is really about him healing and recovering and finding out who he could be if he was given the proper resources. This is a romance though. It's friends, lovers, and age gap. He ends up connecting with the son of the family that helps him. Because of the age gap and the way that they meet, it is a little taboo at first, but this is a true friends, lovers romance, and the development of the romance and who our character is as a person is just written with such intention and care, and I think it's such a beautiful book. So I highly recommend it. It's such a good one, and I'm happy to have it. I will be rereading it and annotating it, and I'm just happy to have it in a paperback. And that is my little haul. I've been yapping away, so I need to pick all of this up, and then we will wrap up the books that we read in this video. This is a long, chatty weekend vlog. I hope you guys enjoy it. Oh, the lighting. What is this lighting? I don't know if I like this lighting whatsoever. Let's change it up a bit. It's time to wrap up this video. For this being a weekend vlog, I've been yapping. But we did read 3 books this weekend, so let's go ahead and wrap that up. Finish our 2 book club picks on time. Go Sam, go me. Finish our first book club pick, which was A Sprinkling of Murder. This was the first book in the Fairy Garden Murder series. This is the first book in the Fairy Garden Mystery series. I ended up giving it a 3-star. I do think the setup was interesting. I think it was really cool to read about like the different fairies and the magic, but for me it just didn't have enough magic, and it had too many characters. The mystery was so convoluted. I'm convinced it was nearly impossible to figure out who committed the murder because the list of characters was so incredibly long. But not only that, the motive for the murder, nobody would have possibly guessed it. It was a random side plot that was thrown in. However, I was still intrigued. Okay, so Not the best cozy mystery I've ever read, not the worst. And when it comes to a book club, I'm always a little bit more critical because we need more talking points, so we discuss literally everything. Our cozy mystery book club, Spencer always does like a character list, so we literally break down each character and plot point and tear the book apart, which I normally would not do if I was just reading the book casually. So 3 stars, it fell in the middle. I feel like I was a little critical in the live show and in this video, but it really wasn't terrible. It just wasn't like the best. So middle of the road. I feel like I've explained that enough. The dog cannot decide if he wants to be on the bed, outside, or with me. So again, there's a lot happening right now. I also finished Tempt Me With Kisses by Phoebe Kahn for the Historical Hellions. I ended up giving this one 2 stars. I did not enjoy it. The cover of the book was so misleading because this is not a pirate romance. If you looked at the cover and you saw these people on a ship, you'd be like, oh, cute, little pirate romance. Do not be fooled. They're on a boat for approximately 2 seconds. He's not a pirate. A lot of this book was just boring. It was boring. I ended up giving it 2 stars. The romance itself, my dog, what is wrong with him? You look like you're dying. Tell the people that you're okay. You literally look like a wet mop right now. People are going to think that I'm a bad dog owner. Tell the people you're fine. I've read some westerns that I did like Beverly Jenkins, Lorraine Heath, Johanna Lindsay. This was not a good western. It was very, very boring. A lot of it was really them arguing over land that essentially was never theirs to begin with. Or was it really acknowledged that they were arguing over land that was stolen in the first place? So I guess that was kind of a little problematic. But yeah, I gave it 2 stars. I didn't enjoy it. Everyone else also gave it 2 stars, 1 stars, or DNF'd it. So it wasn't our strongest pick, but it was a fun conversation and a fun live show. And then do you guys want to know the star of the video? It was Mate Hub by Marie Renard. I picked this book as a very unserious read. I wanted a palate cleanser. I wanted something to read in between the book picks. I saw this recommended on Kindle Unlimited and I just thought it would be a good time. A good time it was. And a good fucking time that it was. So it's a mailman romance. One of our heroes is I can't even take myself seriously that this is the book I want to give 5 stars in this video. Okay, if you guys ask how I find like underrated books or new authors, I read Kindle Unlimited literally every single day and it has completely discovered my taste, my algorithm. I'm not recommended contemporary romances. I'm not recommended really popular romances. I'm recommended books that are bonkers and wild, and I more often than not end up enjoying them. Kindle has really clocked me in that and I appreciate it. I appreciate the recommendation. So I'll go on Kindle Unlimited and I will read books recommended to me based on my recent reads, or it's like, you read this, you might like this. Yeah, I found this book because I was reading a bunch of Omega verses. This is not an Omega verse, but it is a shifter romance with nodding, so it kind of samey vibes. So anyways, our hero in this book, he is a sex worker. Okay, he basically posts videos on a paranormal version of OnlyFans, and his claim to fame is that he can knot and bond with people without like creating emotional attachments. So that's what he does. He creates like these fake bonds just for show, and he never actually gets attached until one day he does. Ends up getting a contract with a human to do a couple scenes together, and real feelings develop. And the way I loved this, the way I was eating this shit up, our hero is this cocky, conceited alpha who's breaking hearts left and right, has sworn off bonds and actual emotions. Then this human comes in and he turns into a literal softie. A softie, because they're fated mates and they didn't realize that before they signed a contract to work together. So now they're working together, but it's like forbidden for them to be together because of the contract, and it's so good and I loved it, and in like such a serious way. I love this. I have no words. I was laughing, giggling, kicking my feet. And in a very serious way, I ended up loving this. I don't know if I want to give it 4 or 5 stars because I actually wanted more of them together. So I'll give it 4 stars. And it was the highlight of this video. I just love a book that is so unserious and bonkers and wild and crazy. And that's what that gave me. It did. So that's it. Those are the 3 books we read this weekend. I had an absolute blast. I really did enjoy reading all of them, even though one of them was 2 stars. I really enjoyed the live show and talking to the girls, talking to you guys. So that's it. Again, if you want to join any of my book clubs, do it. I would love to talk to you. Why not? Okay, read some historical romances with us, read some cozy mysteries with us. It will be a fun time. This was a very, very chatty vlog. So what emoji should we leave if you have been here this long? let's do some like fairy emojis for the cozy mystery that we read in this video. So leave me a bunch of fairies. And today's St. Patrick's Day, so yeah, leave me some green hearts and some fairies. Green hearts, fairies. Leave them in the comments down below. I love you guys so much. As always, thank you for taking time out of your day to spend time with me. It means the world to me. I hope you guys are all staying happy and healthy, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.